Alright, welcome to the 6th episode of Journey of an Average Gamer. This is Ineno. Maybe I should stop saying the same thing, because, you know how it's going to open. This is another game of me, as Protoss. I'll be playing, this one is not a ranked match, as usual. I'll be playing a friend of mine. He's my 2v2 partner. We are in Platinum League. So, Hapaboy here is a very close friend of mine, been childhood friends. But, yeah, I just asked him to play 1v1, because I thought my games through. I've developed some new strats, and the idea of playing as Terran in Tier 1 is always such a painful thing, as Tier 1 ground forces of Terran is just so absolutely strong against the toss. So right now, I'm thinking if I can't straight on win against a fight between a Terran and toss, I might as well try some other things, as in strategy between unit positioning, unit production and whatnot. So this is a game. This was very experimental for me. I'm doing a lot of very different things in this game. So hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully you can see how well I do. Anyways, we are playing on Blistering Sands. I start out on the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock position, as well as my friend is starting out in the opposite. This is a 1v1 map, so there's not much here. There are 2 openings on this map, so I'll be utilizing that, as well as he will probably be doing that too. So first of all, I wanted to say that I've been watching all my videos recently, and I've realized that my APM has shot up. My first episode was pretty bad. I started around 40 or 50 APM, and now I'm doing pretty well, anywhere from ranging from 80 to 100 average APM. So I think my technical skill is going up as well. So my buddy here, he's not a solo player. He's more of a 2v2, 3v3, 4v4 player. So he's not too well delved in the solo, but he is ranked platinum for the time being. He's played less than 10 games, I think, so not very experienced in solo. So he's sending out a scout a little too early for any valuable information, because all I have is a pylon. So maybe you should watch this video and listen to what I say, so help him out. Anyways, I'll be currently boosting my Nexus for probes as usual, and so always shift click, Sean. Anyhow. So he's bring his SUV in, and apparently building a proxy barrack, something totally new to me, because I have not had many Terran players do this to me, especially on this map. So I'm guessing I don't know what he's thinking. I have no idea. He has a very good flow of the game, because he's been playing a lot of Warcraft 3. I played Warcraft 3 with him back in the days. Him as human, and I as night elves or orcs. We had a pretty decent team, so he's a very solid player in terms of general flow and tactics, but not too delved in solo. So I mean, I did have confidence going into this game. It's just the new way of playing. I did not know how it's gonna flow out. So first gateway is up. I go straight to Simon's cores. I do not know his barrack is here. He's building a marine for some reason. Probably the leak gas. He should have built his gas earlier. So I see a second barrack here. So I was thinking very slow tech. So I actually had no idea I had a barrack here. So I'm just taking my sweet time. I'm not even building Gazelle. Going straight to Cybernetic's core. So he's attacking my barracks for some reason, but no clue. I don't ask him. He wins me games, so I'm happy with that. But Cybernetic's core is up. I'm not going to research anything yet. My second gateway is to block the ramp. Although blocking the ramp is not very useful against a Terran. I don't know why I still do it against Terran. Bad habit. I probably could have placed buildings in a more strategic spot, like around these areas, to protect the probes. I should be doing that from now on. Anyhow, I'm chasing the SCV away, so knowing that his barracks just came up, I am not especially worried. And you need to shift click, buddy. Shift click on those buildings. Build it and shift click. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Anyways, he's building a Marauder. No Reapers. I have no idea what the point of building Marauders in the base of my base. But anyhow, building more Marauders out of 2 gates. One's rally point and one's not. I'll ask him about this later, because I am confused on what he wants to do. Yeah, so building a 3rd gateway, so I'm just going pure out straight Tier 1 units, although I know it's something that I cannot win Straight up tier 1 versus tier 1 units against Terran versus Protoss is pretty much murder because of the Marauders. Stimpack and concussive grenades is just pure murder. Oh, and oops, missed that, so I'm putting them back. So I sent a Stalker out, so Stalker Scout should have probably put a probe out. I don't know why I brought out a Stalker. Maybe I thought I could do a little harass, but no point here. I bring a unit out, still paying attention. Really, rally point, not paying attention, so I catch him. So I'm shooting a few times, see if I could take him out. Well, there he goes. He notices, and unfortunately, his concussive grenade is not reused yet. I was supposed to route him around, but and his concussive grenade goes on. It's very stupid routing for me. Did not pay attention the whole way. So, concussive shells. Hate that thing. Not very fair either. I don't think. Not against Protoss, anyways. Besides bitching, I'll be building second pylon on these gates so that in case I lose a pylon, I don't lose the power, because it's absolutely crucial, because I only have one gate behind me, behind the main base. So right now he is attacking the rock, taking it down. I should have paid attention to this pylon more. I should have heard these gunshots, but apparently I did not. Building robotics facility while I'm doing this, so. I did build a proxy pylon, so if I ever see them go by, I'll be able to tell, but should turn up the sound. If you ever play, turn up the sound, and always be peeking on this, because if you don't see a bunch of units, you know there's something wrong. So he has a weird mix of units. A Reaper, a whole bunch of Marauders and Marine. One Reaper. Probably for that Zealot. Anyways, he has auto attack on, so he should have just walked by. So this gives me a very fat warning. I sent my Stalkers out, and I have my Zealots going around. So I was trying to do a pincer attack, but horrible timing. Stalkers are faster, so my probes are gonna run away. So I'm just making them dance back and forth. So I build these pylons because they destroy my probes, and I couldn't make any more units. Although I pressed it, I probably accidentally canceled it, so I was expecting the pylons to build while by time, so I'm just desperate attack here. I'm just throwing my probes out, and I hear my Zealots, very slow. I take one Marauder out with my probes. They're in the running shooting. There goes a few more units, but Zealots and probes get them, so I do lose a lot of probes, but he has not been producing any workers, so gotta do better more multitasking to so that's probably why he's still in platinum, but gotta keep building workers. So I did lose a whole bunch of workers, but I'll be chrono boosting for these. I have 2 gateways up, and I'm just building massive pylons that I thought I built earlier but haven't, so I'm totally supply block 34. And during that time he decides to expand, because this is the opportune time to expand, where he just pretty much decimated my whole army. My attack won't be coming in anytime soon. So I built one observer. I do have abundance of gas. I should have built a sentry or two to block off any Marauders to run away. Funny thing, he should have researched the Stimpack, but he has not. I should tell him that later that Stimpack Marauder Marine group is just absolutely terrifying against TOS, so luckily he hasn't. So getting that command center up, I'm just building massive units. So I bring my Stalkers and Zealots down. All I'm building Stalker Zealots, and I am building my first Immortals. Immortals is a unit I have not used recently, so it's something new for me here. And right now this is something totally new for me also. I usually build control groups of Zealots as 1, Stalkers 2, you know, on and on. So I usually do a one group army, which a lot of players do nowadays because of the smart game, where it allows you to group more than, you know, however many units you want in the game into one control group. So everybody's been pampered by that, unlike Starcraft 1. So right now, watching a few Starcraft matches, I've noticed some artistic movement among the players, such as Free, or Jadon. So right now, I have 2 groups of Stalkers, Zealots, and I will be attacking the rocks. So the reason why I split these units up to go on the top way was to make sure that if I get a counterattack, I'll be to do a pincer. And if he hears the sound like I usually do when I build proxy supply depots and stuff, he usually will be charging out from this side or this side. So I split the groups just in case. So I run in, I'm reinforcing my groups more, so a few more zealots. Running in, apparently he did not hear me, so it's pretty much the situation he did to me. So in case, but he has no units blocked in, so I could freely run in. So I'm just taking a bunch of workers out. I take 3, 4, 4, I think 3 workers. So instead of chasing, I do attack. But at the meantime, I am counterattacking with my second group up on the expansion. So I take a bunch of workers out while retreating my other. So I think I lose 1 zealot throughout the whole match. So after that, I retreat my second group. So Putin was taking out most of his workers, and as well as expand simultaneously. So my multitasking is improving vastly recently. So it's one thing I'm proud about. I do have about twice the amount of work as he does, constantly mining, so mostly almost fully saturated. I should be building more pro since I am getting my second expansion up. So right now, here we go, another 2 groups, this time separated along the top row and the bottom row. I should have a probe on Zelnog Towers for next time. And my friend here isn't really a bad player, he's actually a very decent player, but he has been pampered by the one group thing, and he's been grouping all units into one group and moving them along. So here I see, sending my zealots. He sieges up. I retreat my units, and there he goes. I have my immortal sucking up all my damages, while I have my second group attack from behind. So it's a pincer attack. I take out the tanks, and there we go. Placement. So I get all his units down, as well as his prize siege tanks. I keep telling him to protect his siege tanks with care, but he just refuses to listen and just groups them all up like that. Honestly, there should be he could just siege tank in the back and just run it back, because he does have concussive grenades. You got to use that more to his advantage. So he usually builds a proxy supply depot now, and I do split up my unit. Well, I have 1 lone stalker just in case I get what was it? Pincer attack. So I'm sending a bunch of groups for the second group. So I come in, attacking as many workers as I can. So there's a medevac. A little too late. He should have teched it a lot earlier. This factory. So he went siege tanks instead of just a whole bunch of ground units, which he should have done. Tanks are good, but zealots and charge lots and blink stalkers aren't something that I would contest in this map, where pincer attacks or reversal attacks are so easy to do. So anyways, there you go. Very new way of playstyle for me. Splitting up groups, 2 or 3 groups, as well as using immortals against the marauders and tanks. So this is a turning point, I believe, for myself, as in the way of not putting myself to one big fighting unit, but to use the mobility of the Protoss and its advantage instead of trying to attack a full force Terran. Because I honestly cannot think that Tier 1 or Tier 1 units can defeat any Tier 1 mass bioball of Terran. So I hope you enjoyed the game, and I'm looking forward to improving this way of play, as in select different selection groups as well as different size armies and harass, hit and run tactics. Hope you enjoyed the game.